Hello, Exploration Education class. My name is Daniel Coe, and I watched the part 1 and part 2 of the video series on basically the integration of different races and discrimination amongst education and within the schools. And one thing that really stood out to me was what they started off talking about in the video was the blacks and the Latinos pretty much versus the whites. So, even though there are more educational needs for the blacks and the Latinos and other races, we see that schools that are more accredited have a higher population of white kids compared to the blacks and the Latinos and other races. And part of the video with the Normandy school, and I forget the other name of the school, was that they had accidentally integrated. It was accidental integration amongst the schools, and so they had integrated the blacks with the whites on accident. But that's actually an insane thing, because I don't grow up in a society where, or I don't grow up in a community where that is something that needs to be done, although that's something that could always be done more. I feel that growing up in Scottsdale, Arizona, I've seen, and being a white male, that there are predominantly a lot of white people, but at the same time, we have a lot of blacks and Latinos and people from every culture that come to our school. And I don't know if that is because of an integration system that's been set up, but I have seen that hands-on that is something that has happened, that my school is a well-accredited school because it's in a nicer part of town, and we also do have a variety of races from all around, from different districts even, that come to our school. And so one thing that they were talking about is equal education possible? And I think that if we really strive to achieve that goal, then it could be possible. But I feel right now, where we are and where our schools stand, that equal education does not seem that people may say that there is equal education right now, but there is not equal education, because you look at the Normandy school and you see that some of these kids were not given the education that they should have been given, or the opportunities that they could have been given, where these white kids and these white people at this school that was more accredited were given way more opportunities and way more chances than any of these graduating kids from the Normandy school ever would have been given. And so that had to deal with the idea of their transfer law, and them changing. They also changed up the transfer law so that their students couldn't transfer over, because then they were losing money. They were having to pay more money to lose students. And just because they decided that it wasn't worth it. It wasn't because they were losing money. It wasn't worth it for their kids to be getting a better education, which is an awful thing. That's not how it should be. It should not be about cost. It's ultimately about the students and putting their best interests in mind. And that's kind of my idea, and that's kind of my view on this. I enjoyed listening to those podcasts, and hearing both those two groups of two people that were talked to, and they were given their view on it and their stories, and we were able to hear the young woman's stories on her wanting a higher education, her desiring that. And I think that was a good opportunity for everyone to hear, because it's not something that I run into every day. So thank you for listening to my video. Have a good day.